All right, welcome everybody to the Golden Note podcast. My name's Jesse,
My name's Karen Deep.
and we're here to talk to you about this band called Doves. And
Doves, that's how you say it.
Doves, yes.
Saying Dovis.
Karen was saying Dovis, yeah. And the album name, which is what, Karen?
Lost Souls.
Lost Souls, yes. Okay, some background on this. I don't have a lot of background, but because I really never knew about this album until the 1001 albums to listen to before you die list generator gave me this, because that's what we're doing here, right?
Our almighty savior.
Our almighty savior, yes. We're gonna try and listen to 1001 albums before we die. That's the goal, and we're gonna tell you about them and tell you maybe which ones to focus on and which ones to skip.
And if you can watch every episode that we make,
Mm-hmm.
we'll say thanks. Maybe
Thank
give
you
you
very
a
much.
cookie.
Maybe we'll send a letter or something.
Yeah, we can do that.
Give you a high five. Okay, so I had to do some research on this album because I didn't know anything about it. This came out in 2000. The band is English. They're from England.
England. Wow.
And genre-wise, when I first started listening to it, I didn't really know how to categorize it at first. But I was like, yeah, it's like kind of alternative vibes, some like indie vibes, some kind of Radiohead vibes. I got
Yeah.
a lot of, right?
I got some Interpol vibes
Okay.
and alt rock kind of stuff.
Yeah. So then I went and I looked at their Wikipedia page, and it was like saying those similar things, but also space rock as like a thing,
Space
and
rock.
Britpop, like post Britpop. So like Oasis and Blur, kind of like they were
Yeah.
really big in the mid to late
What,
90s and even the
Matchbox
late
20?
90s.
I kind of get some
No.
of those vibes.
Yeah, really?
A little bit here and there with the
Okay.
songwriting, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Because they're very pop punky.
Yeah.
Matchbox 20.
Yeah, they
yeah.
were, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into. So the background is that year 2000. This is right before the Strokes were getting really big, right when Oasis and Blur were really popping in England, and Radiohead was also, popping off with their humongous legendary albums as well. So here comes this band called Doves, and like I said, I had no familiarity with it. Do you have-
No familiarity at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at the album cover. I love the album cover. I think it's very modern. It's giving very, like, I could see this being an album cover today, 2025.
Definitely. I like it a lot too. It's
Yeah.
classic. It's sparkly.
Yeah.
It feels dramatic.
Yes.
And
That's a
clean.
key word for me for this album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say so as well.
Very clean and just artsy. I like it.
Yeah, artsy for sure.
In terms of band name, kind of cool. Lost Souls, cool album name. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into the first song, Fire Sweet. Very dreamy, chill intro. I was very like hyped about it when I first listened. I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this. There's some cool tremolo effects on the guitars, I think, right? But that's about it for me. It was kind of a cool, not a lot of singing, if any. I think there's like one line of singing
Yeah,
in
this
it.
track, I think there wasn't any lyrics, and the next one, lyrics come in. This first one, I definitely got a lot of Interpol vibes. They often have some sustained tremolo stuff, spacey kind of soundscapey stuff they do with the guitars, and I felt that similar vibe going on right off the top.
Yeah. So overall, pretty cool song. I didn't mind it. It goes into the next one, Here It Comes. So on Apple Music, this one had like the star beside it for being like a more listened to song on the album. It sounded familiar.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like I heard it in a TV show or something somewhere or a movie. It kind of gave me like I heard this somewhere before.
this whole album gives off like TV show, movie soundtrack vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could totally see that. And it was especially for me on this song. Tension rises with like a key change halfway through, which I thought it was cool. And I also really enjoyed the organ halfway through the song. So
Yes,
if you're an
that
organ
organ
fan,
sound.
you might want to check this song out.
Yeah, it's great. Definitely not traditional organ playing, but a really cool sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I don't know if you had any more notes about that song.
Very artsy.
Very artsy.
Yeah.
Very art school vibes. And then Break Me Gently, which is the next. I kind of like, that's a cool name for a song. I was like, ooh, I'm very interested. The intro, I was trying to find a good word for it. I landed on contemplative. Like it's just like very kind of like you're in your thoughts and you're just thinking things through, and it's like kind of like a nice subtle guitar playing. I don't know. When the vocals came in, it reminded me of like Strokes. Julian
Yeah.
Casablanca, is that his last name?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But some of their softer stuff though. Yeah.
But like the vocal effects and like the range in which he was singing was gave me those vibes. And this would have been like before the Strokes. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I wonder if the Strokes listened to this album and maybe Julian was inspired a little bit.
Or maybe there was something in the air those
Yeah.
few years and
Maybe.
everyone caught the same bug.
Maybe that could be the case. But it was just kind of boring for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
This song
same.
was just kind of sleepy. Didn't really do much for me.
I'm with you on that one.
You're with me? Okay. And then we move on to C Song. I actually really like this. I added this to one of my playlists, so I'll have it forever. It starts off with these cool driving acoustic guitars with like tambourine or sleigh. I think it was sleigh bells or something.
Yeah,
Like
there's
some
something
sort of-
like that.
Yeah, which is cool because it doesn't feel Christmassy, but they have like sleigh bells in it. It comes through with piano, I think. Like a minute in, and it kind of like relieves us of the tension that's being built through the driving guitars. So I really like that. This one really gave Radiohead vibes to me as well.
Yes. I got that vibe as well. I thought this was going to be a great soundtrack song. There's so many moments where I can imagine it would just be perfect for like the end of a scene, transitioning to the next,
Yeah.
end of the drama kind of thing, or even end credits. I really had that visualization in my mind with this song.
Yeah. There's some cool whistly violins as well, which are kind of cool, like very high pitched. I don't know if they're violins or maybe violas. You have more music background.
I
than
don't
me.
remember that sound, so I can't say exactly. But,
Okay. There's something going on
viola.
there. Viola. Okay. What did I say? Viola?
Viola.
Oh, viola. Violas.
I said Dovis, so
This awesome band Dovis.
I don't like going back to the album cover. I don't like that they lower cased the first letter.
Yeah.
It bothers me a lot. It really does.
That's so funny. Don't try and explain your Dovis confusion. This
It didn't
lowercase made me
confuse
say
me.
Dovis.
That's a separate issue. My confusion is just my confusion,
Yeah,
but that
yeah.
lowercase letter,
That's fair.
it could have changed.
Yeah, I would agree with you maybe. When the vocals finally come through on C Song is really nice. And again, like even like I think this is like a 5-minute song and it's still interesting halfway through, which is not the case for the rest of the songs on this album.
Yes.
And yeah, in general, it's cool. I could see this song inspiring Black Country New Roads, which is like a indie rock band that hit it big like 4 or 5 years ago with a couple really great albums, and then now they've kind of like the lead singer quit. I don't know what they're doing now,
No
but
idea.
like I think they've kind of halted because of that. But I could see them being inspired by this, like a very indie rock vibes that are still relevant in 2025 today, which I thought was really cool. Outro is just like this cool percussive outro, which I really liked, and it's kind of like this song just brings you on a whole journey.
Yeah.
So this is probably my favorite song on the album. I really liked it. C Song, check it out. Do you have any more thoughts?
This is a contender for one of my favorite songs,
Yeah.
but it didn't quite make the cut.
Didn't quite make
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
there's something missing about it.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
What was it? What was missing? Do you
I'll,
think?
I'll come back to it later.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Just keep your secrets.
Not for long.
Rise is the next one. I really like there's like a cool instrument at the beginning or some sort of effect that's happening. I couldn't really figure it out. And it's just like ringing out and driving the song forward.
Yes.
Which
Whatever that sustained thing was very enjoyable. Really
Yeah.
cool sound.
And
This one
then-
felt more like what do you call it? Like a soundscape rather than a song. Really. Yeah, it felt cool. It felt really cool.
You caught me mid sip. Yeah, the vocals are drenched in tremolo, I think, and phaser. It's drenched in something, like a couple different effects. And there's also harmonica that happens like midway through.
You
And
like
you know
the
how I feel about
harmonica.
harmonicas, dude. It's like this exotic instrument for me for some reason. It just captures my attention so quickly. And yeah, this is a cool song. So this is probably another contender for maybe my second favorite song on the album. So I'm pretty hyped at this point in the album. And
Wow.
then it just stops.
Yes, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, this is very interesting. I wonder where it's gonna go.
Yeah, and it.
and it didn't go.
Okay, so title track is next. Lost Souls. Positive vibes from the intro, and I'm hearing the Britpop influence at this point. And I'm like, okay, cool. And it's vibey.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down. Vibey is the vibe of this song.
Our vocabulary is so
It's happening.
colorful
Yeah.
and dense and expressive, kind of like vibey.
It's very vibey, folks. Skibbity toilet. But okay, at this point, I'm listening to the song and I'm listening and I'm enjoying it. And then I look at the song and I'm like, it's a 6-minute song.
Yeah.
My one, we meet again. 6-minute song. We meet again. Why do we have 6-minute songs? Like, really? Like we don't have to. Okay. Anyways, it's whatever. If you can make a 6-minute song sound good all the way through, do it, please.
And
It's
this
great.
album did not
Bohemian
do it.
Rhapsody is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's a 6.5 minute song. This is not Bohemian Rhapsody.
Far from.
And many songs are not Bohemian Rhapsody, so just don't make it 6 minutes. There's fun organ halfway through, and there's like a musical switch up, a beat switch, if you will. It's giving carnival vibes when we switch it up. And there's this long build up in the last quarter of the song, and it's just like, but it feels empty because it's like the drums are building up, but nothing else is really building up with it. And then there's no payoff. It just ends.
Yeah. At this point, I felt I went on the same journey you're describing. First part was great, interesting. I was cluing into this kind of melancholy, kind of very introspective feeling that was really pulling me in. They had the switch up. I thought, oh, interesting. Okay, what's going to happen? Nothing happens. And at this point, I felt offended, disrespected, and completely scammed. I checked out mentally. I was just angsty listening to the rest of this album at this point
Okay.
because there was no payoff.
Oh no.
And
It just
I was upset.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't let one song ruin your experience for the rest of the album,
did.
Karen. But
This one did
I
it.
could see that. I can understand it for sure. I kind of went on like a mental breakdown after the song because at first I was like, I hated that, and then I was like, it was kind of interesting, and then I was like, it gave me Beatles vibes for a second, like late Beatles, like Magical Mystery Tour
Yeah.
vibes, and I was like, but why would I hate this so much if it's Beatles vibes? Because I love the Beatles. And then I was like, if the Beatles did this, I probably would have loved it. I probably been like, it's a masterpiece, it's great.
Interesting.
But because the Beatles didn't do it, I'm like hating it. So I didn't know. I was lost souls. I was lost at the end of the song, and I didn't know what to think. But for the most part, I was just confused, and that's generally not how I like to feel at the end of a song.
I mean, maybe that was their intention.
yeah.
Still didn't like it.
Still didn't like it. Yeah. So I was confused. And then we head into Melody Calls. Finally, a 3-minute song. Something that's like cohesive or concise, right? Groovy. Definitely a more poppy, accessible song. There's some trippy, spacey vibes throughout it, but generally pretty accessible, poppy song. And love the harmonica as well. So I like this one. This one's good.
Coming off that other song, I did not like this one.
No.
It might have just been like lingering distaste.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could not enjoy this one. I think the energy of it felt mocking. It was mocking me. This song mocked me.
Personally affronted by this.
Yeah, I was attacked.
You're attacked, yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll be okay. It's okay. It's just
I'll be fine.
yeah, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
So after this, the next song, Catch the Sun, starting at this song is where the album drops off for me. for real. New vocalist comes in.
Yeah,
I think
I think
it
so,
sounded like
too.
a new vocalist, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he stayed. And I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. This song was like a more straightforward rock song. Like it felt very alternative rock compared to like the other stuff, which is more indie, spacey, experimental. And then this one is just like straight up rock.
Yeah.
Gene rock, as some people might say. I love some good gene rock though. But yeah, this one I didn't like that much. It was accessible. It was like kind of like, radio playable song. But it stuck out from the rest of the album like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it stuck out and smelled foul like trash. That's what I wrote. Trash with like three A's.
Stop trying to be so controversial, bro.
It's not. I'm just trying to
You're
be
not
honest.
Simon Cowell. It's trash. It was garbage.
I care about my music listening experiences.
That's fair.
We do this for you, and this did not do anything for me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I can see where you're coming from. It gave Foo Fighters vibes, actually.
Ah, interesting. Interesting.
It's reminding me a lot of the Foo Fighters. The chorus is like the only part of the song that reminded me of the rest of the album, but just not really. And then the solos were super whatever.
Mhm.
The guitar solos. I was just like, okay. I don't know. Not that I'm a good guitar soloist, but I was just like, I don't know. I've heard that it just didn't do anything for me. And like, do we need it? So from here, I was like, that was a weird song. Stuck out from the rest of the album. Didn't really like it. And then we move on to The Men Who Told Everything.
Mm.
And then even just saying it out loud makes me even more angry. Because it's like, are you mocking the men who sold everything the song? Like, is this like a meme?
Mhm.
I don't know. But it's a dramatic title, I will say. And
Yep.
as I was saying before, dramatic is like the epitome of this album. It's very dramatic sounding in general. And at first it was cool, and now it's starting to wear on me with this song.
Yeah.
About halfway through the album.
The one thing about this song that kept me listening to it was it reminded me of Planes by Jason Mraz. And this was off of his Mr. A to Z album, I think 2004. So like early 2000s. And it had like this chord progression that was kind of similar like singer-songwriter, but minor and moody vibe that it resonated. It latched onto my ear for that reason. That was similar to that song. And it kind of captured like this era of like, I always picture this movie character, some white dude, a tourist with a messenger bag, trying to be a romantic, but he's really sad and doesn't know how to express himself, and doesn't have a lot of money. So like that kind of character embodies the sound I felt in this song, which was for me a little nostalgic from the early 2000s era. Yeah, that's the only thing that kind of kept me a little bit interested in this one.
That's so funny. I love that you had that depiction.
Yeah, it's very vivid, very clear.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I liked it at the beginning. I liked the song at the beginning. But it just halfway through, I was like, how is there still more of this song? Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like it doesn't need to be anymore. Like, we're good now. Please stop. And then it didn't. And I was like, okay. So
Yeah, so when you're having a conversation with somebody, when you're cracking jokes with somebody, and they just take it one step a little too far when you kind of feel like you want to change topics, and it's just they linger on that thing for a little too long.
yeah.
Then it makes things awkward.
Yeah.
This whole album is filled with those awkward moments.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree. This song especially, it was like, just, we're done now. Yeah. Cedar Room. The Cedar Room. This was the only song that had a music video attached to it on Apple Music.
Oh, cool.
So I guess this was like the big single from this album, I guess, or like the one they're pushing. I love the intro. I thought it was super cool, like tremolo guitars. It's like, Western guitar vibes, I guess, like old Western vibes. The drums, when they came in, I was like, this is the most quintessential Britpop drums I've ever heard. Like, this is like the most stereotypical Britpop. Like, every Oasis song is kind of
Yes.
like this, but they took the Oasis drums and then turned it up to like 10 in terms of the Britpop feelings for it or vibes. So I was like, that's hilarious, and I'm intrigued. And then it was 6 minutes.
And then it was
Again.
6 minutes.
And the lyrics were just like, I don't know, tasteless. They're just like, did not impress me at all. And that's
Yeah.
kind of how I felt throughout the entire thing. Just the lyrics just didn't do it for me. There's there's just so nothing. Yeah. How did you feel about it?
This one, the intro, the first part, I thought was really cool as well. It's kind of the highlight of the song. It reminded me a lot of this band called the Antlers.
Mm.
The singer in that record kind of like sings really quietly,
Mm-hmm.
but the textures and the moods that they have is very, very similar to this, and it's great. It's like really cool soundscapes. Then there was a change in the song, and then it just fell off. It got me hooked. I'm like, great, I actually made it to the end of this album, like almost near the end. Something's interesting happening, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the intro was very cool.
Yeah. I'm getting a sense for how we're gonna rate this album. Yeah, I just wrote yawn in my notes at the end of the song.
he did.
That's how I felt. Reprise, I'm just gonna skip over that unless you have something to
Nah,
say.
it was more like a sound design piece than
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
It's a quick one.
Yeah, a minute long. I was like, perfect.
Yeah, I was actually very excited when I saw a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's still mid.
And it's bad when that's how you feel at the end of the album.
Yeah.
Right? And then the last song, A House, it starts off with this cool effect of like a burning house or something, like flames.
Mm.
And I think one of the first lines, he's like talking about a house in flames. And at first I was like, kind of cool. But then I started cringing big time. But then the rest of the song comes forward and so you don't really hear the effect anymore. I loved the acoustic guitar, how it sounded on this track. They like messed with the reverb on it. So like sometimes it was dry and then other times there was a ton of reverb and it was kind of like mixed going back and forth between those effects, I think.
Yeah.
So I really liked that. And in general, I liked the vocals and the lyrics. At the end, yeah, I don't know. At the end, the sound of the burning house comes back and I'm just cringing again. And then it's just that sound effect of a burning house for like the last minute. And I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm done now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in 2000, that was like, whoa, burning house sound. Like, I don't know. It just made me cringe. I don't know.
I feel like if you were hooked on the album, like if you enjoyed it off the top,
Yeah.
and you're ready to sit down and listen to this entire album, then maybe you'll kind of be invested in the experience,
Yeah.
and that would have been effective. But it's not for us.
It just seemed like you can do symbolism and cool things like that subtly, but this burning house sound just felt like they were going symbolism. Do you get it?
Yeah,
It's a burning house. Like,
yeah, at a certain point, it's like, stop wasting my time.
yeah.
I got
Like,
the
well,
message.
I get it. Yeah. You didn't need to make it a whole minute at the end of the song
Yeah.
and the first 30 seconds. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Did you have more you wanted to say about the song or?
Yeah, I mean, maybe to wrap up, kind of leading into like general thoughts. It's
Yeah.
like the whole album was very artsy, melancholy. There's really interesting themes happening.
Mm-hmm.
But none of it really felt like it stuck or it was effective. Like it really conveyed their message. It was kind of like wishy-washy for the most part.
Yeah.
And the closest thing to something that was concise and effective was the lyrics in this song. I felt like, oh, I think I kind of get it. I kind of get what's going on. But it was like just a little bit. It wasn't great, but it was enough for me to feel like, okay, this is the most like cohesive song
Yeah.
out of all of them. So for that reason, I chose that.
For a house?
For a house,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
For a house, that was the reason why I felt like this is my. If I were to pick one song on the record,
It's your favorite.
this is my favorite.
No way. Okay.
Just
I
because.
just, like, talk trash about it for like so long. You're just like, it's actually my favorite song.
I agree with all the trash,
Yeah.
but it's not much of a redemption, but the story and the lyrics felt more cohesive than anything else in the record.
Okay.
And for that reason alone, I was like, okay, I think I kind of get some sense of their melancholy, introspective vibe that they're trying to put down. Like, okay, great, I saw you cry. Let's move on.
Right.
And I have an idea of why. So
Okay.
this was the idea why.
Nice. Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, general thoughts, I guess. For me, the most interesting part was the first half of the album, and then it just becomes a bit much, and it just feels, especially in the latter half, like, and for all of it really, it's just all a bit too serious and self-important. It just felt like they're really taking themselves real serious, and it was like, I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I felt.
I felt the same way with the content. I think a lot of the songs were a little bit too long.
Mhm.
So to me that was like, why are you burning tape for this?
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
But one redeeming factor was the sounds and the soundscapes, like the way they put some tracks together, I thought were very interesting. There's a lot of potential in them, but they always fell flat just because they made it so long
Mhm.
and they didn't like bring it to a cohesive point for each song. So I do appreciate the soundscapes that they're able to create and the variety, but most of it fell flat because it was way too long. Yeah.
Okay. So scores
Mhm.
out of 5. I'm gonna give a score out of 5. Karen's gonna give a score out of 5, and we're gonna put it together for a combined score out of 10. I'm feeling a 3 out of 5 on this.
I'm feeling a 2.
Dang. All right.
Yeah.
That is 5 out of 10. A low score. That
right
might
on
be
the
our
line.
lowest score that we've given an album.
Is it
Maybe.
maybe.
Maybe. Someone check the records. It's
You know
a
what,
low
maybe.
one. It's a low one.
Because
For
you
sure.
you usually don't give a low score. This might
No.
be one of the lowest scores you've
I've
said.
given. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. So, 5 out of 10 for Dovis.
Sorry, bud.
Sorry, guys. It's cool at the beginning,
Yeah.
but I don't know. So, yeah, that's it. Lost Souls by Doves. Give it a listen if you want. Like, I think it still might be worth checking out. It got a passing grade, 5 out of 10, 50%, halfway there.
Halfway there. If you like soundscapey, spacey stuff, reverb, if you like reverb and tremolo, definitely check it out. It's very interesting. If you're a filmmaker and you need music for your movie, definitely check this thing out.
Yeah.
This is money for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody. We are the Golden Note Podcast. If you like it, please subscribe, give us a like, and let us know what you think about the album and our thoughts on it in the comments. And we hope to see you for the next one.
Yes. Goodbye, Lost Souls.
Take care.
Bye. Cool.
Beauty.